diagnosed. I used to be very thin talaga. Thin, with regular menstruation.
Okay.
But late 2015, sometime around December or November, I was diagnosed with PCOS. That time, ang PCOS, hindi pa siya basically well-explained. Dito na si PCOS nag-strike sa health ko. Nung nag-start akong mag-breastfeed, tapos in-stop ko na lahat. As in, kasi syempre, when you're breastfeeding, hindi ka pwedeng mag-diet. Kaya din siguro, I started having hypoglyce, especially ng afternoon. Tapos, yung weight ko, as in, ang laki ko, I started gaining weight. Super drastic yung pag-change ng weight ko from size 2 to size 8. As in, ang laki. Tapos, ang baba na ng confidence ko. Sabi na ng mga brother ko, mukha na daw kong aparador, mukha na daw kong gasol. Aside from the hypoglyco, drastic weight gain, meron pa akong migraine, chronic migraine. Mainit, malamig, whenever I'm stressed, ang sakit. So, parang binabasag talaga siya. Nahihilo na ako talaga, nagsushoot up yung blood pressure ko. Kahit walang trigger.
How did you come across SimplyNature PPARs?
Nalaman ko siya through Ma'am Jocelyn and Sir Shyan. So, they introduced PPAR to me kasi one time we were having lunch. So, very big yung appetite ko. Akong excusin, Ma'am, always tired meal. Ako, he looks 30s, 20-something, mga ganon. So, sabi ko, gusto ko ako din. Kailangan, paglaki ng anak ko, mukha lang kaming friends. When I started using PPARs, first month pa lang. Actually, first week pa lang, I started texting them na, Sir Shyan, Ma'am Jocelyn, I don't have episodes of migraine at all. Kasi yun talagang kita ko. Kasi everyday nafe-feel mo eh. Wala, even if it's cold, it's hot. Yes, kasi sabi nila, ang hirap daw, sabi ng doctors, once you got diagnosed with DM2 or diabetes, it's really hard na i-reverse.
Exactly. How did your doctors react?
They were amazed yung OB ko. First time, kasi OB ko na sila before pa eh. So, first time, since 2015, kahit ako, first time naming makakita ng clear, normal.
Guys, just to let you know, as you can see on your screen, the result actually says ovarian is bilateral. So, both sides.
Yes, bilateral. More than 20. Tapos may specific size pa siya. I can share naman yung lab result. Tapos ngayon, left is already clear and normal. Tapos yung right ko, reduce na yung size. So, working on it para ma-clear na siya. Sir, first of all, I wanna thank Sir Shyan and Ma'am Jocelyn. Really, as in, sobrang thankful ako sa kanila. I thank God for their lives. I have nothing but gratitude for them. Having this product improve my way of life talaga, as in. Tapos more pa para yung ibang friends ko, actually nakikita na rin nila eh. Encourage ko na rin sila, medyo nire-refer ko na rin sila. Tapos, kaya mo rin to.
Exactly. And just like how Sir Shyan and Ma'am Jocelyn did it to you, it wouldn't be hard anymore because they see the improvement, they see the result on you as well.
Living witness na sila eh, kung ano yung nangyaring changes. Good morning, I am Monique B. Marzad, 31 years old. I'm currently working as a property manager here in BGC. I was diagnosed 2015 with PCOS and I started gaining weight, having high blood sugar and then high cholesterol after I gave birth. And then when I started using PPAR, the migraine episodes, hypogly, and my drastic weight stopped. As mentioned, I started to lose weight and look more vibrant. So I trust SimplyNature.
Before pregnancy, I'm already my husband and we were really taking, I think during the time we've been taking it consistently for 5 to 6 months already, PPARs tablets. So I even think that helped us during the this pregnancy because based on our experience, we had 2 miscarriages before my 3rd pregnancy and my successful pregnancy. And that time, we've been told that, oh, it's not healthy, that's why you're losing the baby. And then we're just, waiting on the Lord and praying for His timing. And during the time when I got pregnant, I also realized that, actually we've been taking PPARs. So, because I've read and heard that PPARs helps with cell repairs, it strengthens your body, it's high in antioxidants and all that. I really think that contributed for us to have a healthy pregnancy. And yeah, that's what I also took during that time. After I have given birth, I had emergency CS. So, but on the third day onwards, I was actually feeling better. After giving birth, we're gifted with PPAR, so praise God, and that has helped me a lot because they said that the hormonal changes do not just happen during pregnancy and even after pregnancy. So we started also, and I know mommies who have given birth, I know you can relate to this. If you have experienced constipation before birth, when you have given birth, it becomes like more. It gets to the next level of constipation. So I'm glad I was able to and I was introduced to Cleansing Plus of SimplyNature even before pregnancy. So when I experienced all this constipation, when I took Cleansing Plus, it has helped me with my regular bowel movements and to be able to release easier and faster. When I felt constipated, because it's true, even after you have given birth, if you're already constipated, it's like it's gonna go to the next level of constipation. I don't know how it happened, but when I read about it, it's all because of the hormonal changes that happens in our body and our body adjusting and healing. So it's going through a lot. It has helped me because especially if you have given birth, whether that's normal delivery or you had cesarean, you're not really allowed to put pressure when you're about to go. So you're not allowed to push. So the Cleansing Plus really helps for you to be able to release, better and easier. What has helped me in this pregnancy journey and even before that and even after is that I was taking PPARs. My husband and I were taking PPARs tablets. So that has helped me with, of course, the hormonal imbalances. It has helped us to regulate, and it has given us more energy and have healthier bodies. So it has no contraindication, so that could also help you. So you may try on your own and test it for yourself. Hi, I'm Nescho, and here's my son, Ethan. So I had an amazing pregnancy journey and recovery with the help of SimplyNature PPARs. Thank you, SimplyNature. We love you.
Good morning, I'm Mrs. Melinda C. Hispano. Ako po ay na-diagnose ng stage 2B and I'm from Muntinlupa City. I'm a public school teacher. Nung nalaman ko po na na-diagnose ako ng breast cancer, syempre may devastated po. And of course, the whole family, parang our world, falls apart, sobrang down. There is no symptoms. I just felt the lump, dalawang lump siya sa right breast. And I was not really going for a checkup sa lumps. I was, magpapa-check up ako sa OB-GYN ko. And I was advised to go to the surgeon kaagad. So, after po ng operation, I was asked to go to oncologist. The protocol is to have 8 cycles of chemo and 33 radiation. When I was in the hospital, sa aking bed, browsing through the Facebook, I saw the face of Dr. Jansen. Sabi niya, makakatulong po sa mga chemo patient. Yung SimplyNature PPAR, we'll just try. Benefit tulad naming mga siya. I was advised to supplement chemo with PPAR powder, saka tablet. So at first, I was hesitant kasi very mahal po siya. Pero first chemo ko, taking PPARs, hindi po ako nahirapan. So I was expecting na yung mga nababasa ko, napapanood ko ng mga side effect of chemo. Hindi ko po siya naramdaman. So I was telling my family na parang maganda po yung PPAR sa akin. I finished the whole 8 cycles without any problem. Thanks to my doctor and the Simply PPAR. Kasi po, even my co-teachers, even my family, ang sabi po sa akin, hindi ka mukhang may sakit. So that must be a blessing from up high there, no? That I was able to meet Dr. Johnson and I was able to take SimplyNature PPAR. Latest result of my laboratory, all are normal. Yes, thank you, Lord. Continuous pa rin po yung tablet. So I just ordered 6. 6 ngayong May. So that would last for ilang months. My latest ultrasound, fixed pa din po siya. No calcification or anything. So I thank God for that. Mapapayo ko po sa mga pasyente po na katulad ko, go to the right doctor, no? You pray for the right doctor. Kasi ako pinray ko lang para bigyan kayo ng the right supplements. And para yung journey nyo, yung cancer journey nyo, will be very successful. Kaya nga sabi ko, during my PPAR journey, sa sarili ko na I will be the most successful chemo patient in the whole wide world. Thanks, PPAR. I will highly recommend po SimplyNature PPAR kasi based on my own experience, it helps me a lot talaga. And it's a blessing to me na take ko yung PPARs. Kaya nga ang sabi ko, I will be the most successful chemo patient kasi may supplement ako galing sa SimplyNature, which is PPAR powder and PPAR tablet. So, blend together, it helps me a lot. And I'd like to thank my daughter, si Cadiz, and also my husband for taking care of me. Hindi siya nagsisisi on that part. Thankful po siya. Kaya nga, nung sabi ko, a-attend kami, and he was very supportive, binatid niya ako dito. I am Melinda C. Spano. I'm a public school teacher. I was diagnosed with stage 2B breast cancer. Upon knowing my situation, it was really a very devastating event. I was advised to do 8 cycles of chemotherapy and natatakot ako dun sa chemotherapy. But with the help of SimplyNature, na-surpass ko, nakatulong po sa akin. It's a big help. Lahat po ng side effects ng chemo, hindi ko po naramdaman. So, I'm very, very thankful to SimplyNature because it really helps me a lot. And ang feeling ko, I'm a very successful chemo patient because of SimplyNature. I trust SimplyNature.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of SimplyNature Answers. I'm Sheila, your host, and we're glad to have you with us. Today marks the beginning of SimplyNature Answers for 2026, a space created to empower you with clarity, confidence, and science-backed guidance for your health journey. Throughout this year, we'll explore evidence-based, natural approaches to better health, including SimplyNature PPARs. Sourced from a unique strain of microalgae and clinically studied for their role in supporting cancer care, strengthening immunity, and helping manage chronic conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. If you're ready to step into 2026 with informed choices, steady progress, and proven support for your body, welcome. You're exactly where you need to be. For many years, we were taught that our health is mostly decided by our genes. That what we inherit is what we're stuck with. Today, science shows us something far more hopeful. While we don't change our genes, we can influence how they behave through the field called epigenetics. Everyday factors like nutrition, sleep, stress, down. PPAR pathways are part of the signaling system, helping guide metabolism, immune balance, and cellular repair. In this video, we'll explore how understanding PPARs can help you support your body in rewriting your health story. Throughout this webinar, feel free to send in your questions by dropping them on the comment section. We'll be answering as many as we can during the AMA or Ask Me Anything portion. So don't hesitate to engage with us. At this point, we'd like to share the perspective of a dynamic leader, successful entrepreneur, and respected international speaker in personal development and integrative healthcare. As the CEO and founding director of SimplyNature International, he brings both experience and purpose to this conversation. Let's take a moment to hear his insights, and let's all welcome Mr. Shyan Lim.
Hi everyone, I'm Shyan Lim from Singapore, a PPARS specialist. If you've ever thought, cancer runs in my family, diabetes runs in my family, maybe this is just my fate. This message for you, right? For years we were taught that our genes are like fixed life sentences. If your parents had cancer, hypertension, and autoimmune diseases, then that's going to be your fate. Well, good news today. Modern science is telling us a very different story. We now know that there's a layer above your genes called epigenetics. Think of your DNA as the hardware of a computer, and epigenetics is the software setting. The hardware might be the same, but the way it runs can change. Not sure if you know this, but did you know you can load your Windows operating system into a Mac, into an Apple Mac? So the Apple Mac can actually run a Windows program, but it won't be able to run a Mac program because the operating system is Windows. But if you load your Mac with the standard Apple software, then it will run Apple software. So in the same way, your genes are the hardware and epigenetics is like the software. Tonight, we'll look at how PPARs, special switches inside your cells, sit right in this epigenetic area. We'll see how lifestyle, nutrition, and targeted support like SimplyNature PPARs can gently rewrite how your health story will unfold, especially if you have a strong family history of cancer, metabolic diseases, or autoimmune issues. Let's start simple. What are genes and what are gene expressions? Genes are like the library books you inherited from your parents. You can't change what you inherit. If your mom and dad left you with a certain book, a library of books, that's what you have. But what is gene expression? Gene expression is actually reading out loud those books. So it doesn't mean that every book in your library will be read out loud. So it also means that not every gene in your genealogy, your tree, in your DNA, will be expressed. So what you want to do is that you only want to express the healthy genes. It's also the ability to not express the cancer genes that you inherited from your parents. This whole area of study is actually called epigenetics, which is how switches in your genes are switched on and off. Now, there are many factors that go into how a gene gets switched on. There are emotional factors, nutritional factors, stress factors, environmental factors. Just as an interesting, general knowledge, right? Those mothers who were pregnant during the 9/11 terrorist attack in New York, when the planes crashed into those buildings and the parent and the mother was actually there and one of the people who experienced that whole trauma, many of their kids were born with post-traumatic stress syndromes. So that means that stressful event actually was inherited, passed on to their kids, right? So this is one example of how stress, emotional stress, can actually switch on a particular gene in your body. Now, let's take a look at how PPAR plays a role. PPAR acts on a genetic level. It's a transcription factor. So it's how your genes communicate. So PPARs can help to switch off all the wrong genes in your body. Now let's take an example. For example, you take metformin, right? Metformin is a drug that helps your body metabolize sugar, work with insulin. Now, it is actually working on the symptom. When you take PPARs actually is a transcription factor. It actually affects how your genes create the cells that will then be able to be insulin sensitive, right? So PPARs affects patterns, right? Well, and it cascades down. It's like a ripple effect. So it really starts on a gene level, and it can help switch on and off on the good genes and off the bad genes. And in doing that, it actually is able to mitigate or help you control your illness or your disease. So this whole science of epigenetics, the idea that I want you to walk away with today is this, that no matter what genes you're born with, you're not stuck with that illness. That illness can be switched off, right? And here's the good news. If you inherited cancer genes from your grandmother, your mother, if you live a healthy life, if you take effort not to switch on those genes, there is actually a possibility that you actually permanently switch off those genes. And if your daughter does the same thing, then by the time it reaches your grandchildren, that gene may of your gene pool. So the study of epigenetics is still growing, things are still changing, but what is really positive is that you can actually switch off the genes that cause your illness. And part of those switches, things that affect those switches, is your nutrition. And that is where PPARs really comes in. PPAR works at the genetic level as a transcription factor. I know that's a mouthful, all right? I won't go too deep into the science, but know that that's where PPAR works, and it helps to switch on and off genes that are connected to the following: inflammation, your metabolic pathways, which means how you burn energy in your body, and that will of course affect your blood cholesterol, blood sugar, and even hypertension. It affects inflammation. So chronic inflammation is one of the biggest problems in our life today. It is a breeding ground for cancer. It is a very important factor in rheumatoid arthritis, in pain. It's a big factor in all brain disorders. So if you even things like depression, dementia, Alzheimer's, schizophrenia, all these brain disorders, there is a component called neural inflammation. So if you're able to manage inflammation, you down-regulate. So you switch off, right? You down-regulate your chances of developing these illnesses. So all these is part and parcel of how PPAR protocols can help you. Now, to know which one will be effective for you, do you need to take the PPAR tablets? Do you need the capsules or the extract or the liquid extract? Well, that's what the next segment is for. We're going into our Ask Me Anything segment. So feel free to ask questions, more specific questions on how you can switch off the genes in your family tree that are leading you to chronic illnesses like diabetes and to serious illnesses like cancer.
Hi everyone, we've now entered the AMA or Ask Me Anything portion. For those of you who just came in, welcome to another episode of SimplyNature Answers. We hope that Mr. Shyan's insights have sparked your curiosity and deepened your understanding about PPAR pathways. So without further delay, it's time to introduce the experts who will help us answer our questions today. First off, she brings both professional expertise and genuine care to the way we serve our patients. Please welcome a resident pharmacist and one of our SimplyNature's dedicated client service officers, Ms. Janelle Macanjola. And of course, I'd like to call on once more our CEO and founding director of SimplyNature International, tea-press expert fresh from Singapore, is now here in Manila today, Mr. Shyan Lim. Welcome home, Mr. Shyan. And
Hi,
Aizen.
Sheila. It's great to be back here in the Philippines. I'm actually in the office in the same place as Miss Jen. So yeah. So let's start with the AMA.
All right. Well, hi, Miss Jen. Good evening. Okay, for our first question coming from Miss Anna, known to us privately. My mother has breast cancer. Does that mean I will definitely get it too? Oh.
Oh, wow. That's a good question, Anna. So here's the comforting answer. The answer is no. All right. And actually, hereditary reasons for developing cancer is like less than 15%. That means the chances of you getting cancer because your loved ones, your family members have cancer is the factor is only makes up about 15%. So what's the large portion of the factors percentage that will cause you to cause a person, let's not mention you, and all right, cause a person to have cancer is actually lifestyle choices. So the fact that there is cancer genes in your family, there's a particular area of science, is called epigenetics. So basically, it's about your genes. So if you have cancer genes, you have cancer genes. Here's the good news. You have to just make sure that you don't turn it on. You don't turn it on. So let's give another example that is easier to understand before I elaborate, right? For example, for men, there are some families where the men go bald, right? Before they even hit 35, they lose all their hair, or the hairline is already receding. So you will notice grandpa is bald, the grandson is bald, but the dad has a full set of hair, right? So obviously the genes move from the grandfather to the father, but the father has hair. And then the same genes, the balding genes, actually transfer from the father to the son. And then the son loses his hair when he's 25. Okay, so the question is, how come Lolo is bald, the son is bald? How come the father is not bald? But the truth is, the fact that the son got bald means that to him, right? The key thing, you actually switch on and off your genes. One of the greatest factor is actually your lifestyle. All right. So if you make sure you live a healthy life, so one that anybody who has cancer genes, you have to avoid protein, animal protein. It's not that you cannot eat, because if I tell you to go vegetarian, you say, oh, Sir Shen, I rather patai lang. Not eating meat is actually just as terrible or difficult. But really, the best option is to go vegetarian or all natural, whole foods, whole food vegetables. All right, that's the best. But it's not that you cannot eat meat. You still can. Now try to keep your meat intake to only about 20% of your diet. So if you have a plate of viand, diba, so you have your rice, have a lot of vegetable, have some meat. Okay, if you keep it under 20%, its contribution to activating your cancer genes is very small. That means not eating meat at all, eating 5% meat to 20% meat, not much difference. All right. But once you go more than 20%, then the chances of activating the cancer genes that you carry in your DNA will become higher. All right. So the other things that can, of course, activate such genes include trauma, so stress and all that. So that's a bit hard to control, right? So if there's some traumatic event in life that just happens, if you happen to have a job that is stressful, it's very difficult to say you give up a good living, right? A good way to make money, and take a less stressful job. So these are factors that are harder to control. The one that you can control is no smoking, no alcohol, and having a healthy lifestyle. So healthy lifestyle means walking. I personally walk 1 hour a day. Okay. The good guideline is walk fast enough that you cannot sing, but you can still talk. You're still comfortable enough to talk, but not comfortable enough to sing. All right. That's how fast you should walk. And if you really want to be healthy, walking is actually better than running. So you don't have to go and run marathons, don't have to be a health nut away in order to keep yourself cancer free. So simple, walking at night, a brisk walk in the morning or not evening. Make sure you do walk at least try to hit 1 hour. I aim for 1 hour every day at the gym. And I'm not like going to the gym sweating like crazy, high intensity workouts. No, I just do a very brisk walk on the treadmill. And that is enough, most likely enough to keep you cancer free, even though your how shall we say, your family members have it. Another way is to take supplements. Okay, the reason why supplementation is important, because try as you may, it is really, really very difficult to eat healthy, especially if you are working, right? You can, because you sometimes your lunch or your dinner, because of your colleagues, sometimes you're too tired to cook lunch and bring it to work. For example, you always probably end up with one meal, not being ideal. So supplementation is also very important. Most people say take multivites, but if you're a cancer patient, there are specific supplementation you want to go for. Okay, you don't just want to go for multivitamins. You really want to go for supplements that will help lower your inflammation. This is also very important because of COVID-19 and the vaccination. Most of us actually suffer from long COVID symptoms. So things like chronic inflammation, all these really contribute to developing cancer. Right? So you want to take supplements that lower your inflammation, supplements that boost your immune system. Again, this is something that we keep hearing. There are many supplements that say strengthen immune system. If you ask the salesperson at Watson's or Mercury, how does this strengthen my immune system? They'll say, oh, it has vitamin C. And that's about it. So these are not actually the one supplements that you would want to take. You want to take something like SimplyNature PPARs. So because you are cancer-free, you're not a cancer patient, you don't really need to buy the expensive extracts at all. The very basic tablets, which is almost the same price as any high-quality multivitamins, is good enough for you as an anti-cancer supplement. So what does SimplyNature PPAR tablets do? Number one, it modulates inflammation. Okay, so if you take SimplyNature PPAR tablets, your inflammation will be controlled. You will have lower inflammation. So if you happen to have joint pains because of arthritis and things like that, you will also notice the pain will disappear or lessen after about a month. Blood sugar, blood cholesterol will be managed because from tablets alone. So if you have elevated blood sugars, high blood cholesterol, these will actually improve. And these are also cancer-causing factors. So you see, improve your inflammation, lower your blood sugar, manage your blood cholesterol. All these are very important factors in developing cancer. And last but not least, it actually strengthens your immune system. How? By increasing dendritic cell activity. So this is not antioxidant. It's not just antioxidant, which is what you can get from vitamin C. SimplyNature PPAR actually makes your dendritic cells, which are the cells that detect, keep your body, and identify any cancer cells that develop. All right. So I hope this helps Anna, right? Is it Anna that was asking the question? Right. Yeah. So good news. Just because your mom or any loved ones or family members have cancer doesn't mean that you will get cancer, but it does mean you have like 15% chance higher than a normal person to develop cancer, right? So there is an increased risk for cancer. But the good news is that the increased risk only applies if you live a lifestyle that activates those genes. So you can avoid it by having a healthy lifestyle. So one of the key things is to avoid carcinogens. And one of the most common carcinogens, the word carcinogen means cancer causing, right? Is meat, red meat. So even your organic chicken is also meat. It's white meat, but it's also meat. Even fish, all right? So again, doesn't mean that you cannot eat, keep it less than 20% of the portion for every meal. And it's best if every day you only have one meal with a 20% meat and the other meal, no meat at all or even very little. Like just use guinea, is it guinea ling to season your sitao, and all that so that you have meat flavor, but you're actually only eating a little bit of meat. Okay, so these are some tips that will help you keep cancer free. And of course, do light and moderate healthy exercise. And then I'll let our pharmacist Jen to contribute her ideas and her tips.
Yes, please.
Okay, I couldn't agree more. You already explained all. No, but it's not a definite yes. It's also not a definite no. But what I can say is don't be afraid. Mm. So we can do screening. For example, your mother was diagnosed by 40 years old. You can start the annual mammogram 10 years before. So when you're already 30 years old. And if ever it becomes a yes, as ever said, don't be afraid. Simply Nature is here for you.
Yeah, I think that's a really good tip about if you have a loved one who has a cancer, when whatever age they develop cancer, you do the testing 5, 10 years before, right? So you can catch it early. A good news is in today's world, the options are there, like Simply Nature PPARs. If you catch a cancer in stage 1, your chances of beating the cancer is close to 100%. It's like 95%, 90, it's very, very high. So don't worry.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very encouraging. I love the question because Anna here is actually very cautious about her health. Doesn't want to get
Very
cancer.
good, very
Very-
proactive, Anna. So this is another reason why you will unlikely develop cancer, because you're being aware of it and you're making smart choices.
That's right. Well, for our next question, thrown to us privately by Mr. Eric. Now, what do you recommend for a patient who is already undergoing chemotherapy? Are tablets okay?
Okay, honestly speaking, right, you're undergoing chemotherapy. If everything is fine, that means you're not experiencing any side effects at all. You're feeling good, strong, you're reacting well to the chemotherapy. I would still honestly prefer if you take soft gels and tablets. But if really you're doing fine and you're really in the middle, yeah, do the tablets. Stick with the tablets. It's fine. Okay. But the moment you start to feel fatigue, which really is the case, right, as you progress with your cycles, the more cycles you go through, the more bombardment your body takes towards the end of the cycles, you might feel a bit more fatigued. That's when I would suggest that you go to the soft gels together with the tablets. All right, always together with the tablets, because the tablets are like fuel. The soft gels is really the one that protects your healthy cells from the damage of chemotherapy, but you still need like the proper nutrition and the other the other aspects of nutrition that you need to keep your body strong. Now, there are patients where suddenly in their 5th or 6th cycle, it starts to become extreme. So actually it seems okay, then suddenly you're really reacting very strongly, negatively to the chemotherapy. And at the same time, the chemotherapy is actually successfully killing your cancer. So your cancer tumor is shrinking, but you are feeling terrible. And you might even have other side effects, that are causing you other medical issues, right? But at the same time, the chemotherapy is killing the cancer. So this is a very good problem, right? Your cancer is being healed, but then you are experiencing other medical issues because of the side effects of the cancer, because of the chemotherapy. Here's the good news. The good news is, at this point, there's a solution. The solution is to take SimplyNature PIPA liquid extract. All right? So with liquid extract will then protect your body and the chemotherapy continues to work, and you protect the rest of the body. And of course, the SimplyNature PIPA liquid extract is also one of the best natural solutions for fighting cancer. So it will also work together with your chemotherapy to strengthen your immune system to help you fight cancer. Okay, so it will not contraindicate. So it will not lower the effectiveness of your chemotherapy. In fact, many chemotherapies will be enhanced. Now, to be precise, we usually don't take the liquid on the same day that you take your chemotherapy, right? For the injectables, all right? But if you're taking oral chemotherapy on a daily basis, then you just don't take it at the same time. You don't take it together. That means you don't take your chemotherapy and then you take your your liquid extract. you separate it with at least, if you can, about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours apart. All right, so that it's easier for your doctor and yourself to manage, right? You just don't mix the two. Okay. Just like when you take chemotherapy, you don't eat lunch immediately after your chemotherapy drug, right? So you have, it's a common sense thing. You will allow your chemotherapy drug, if it's supposed to be taken after food, you eat your food first, you rest a little before you take your chemotherapy. You don't eat your burger. Sorry, not burger. You should be eating vegetables. You don't eat your vegetables together with your chemotherapy drug and chew at the same time, right? I mean, it's just common sense. You don't take it together. So same for the SimplyNature liquid extract. You don't take it together. You take it a few hours later. That is if you're experiencing very terrible side effects from the chemotherapy. Now, if you're actually able to manage, even though there are side effects, then on the day that you're taking chemotherapy, for those who are injectables, on that day, you don't take anything. So you take it the day before and the day after. However, there are many patients where the day they do the injectables, they feel terrible. It's really difficult to manage. If they don't manage it properly, they will end up with a super high fever and having to go to ER. Okay, so for patients who are having a terrible or very challenging time managing the chemotherapy, then what they do is you wait about 12 hours after your chemo injection. Okay, because most chemotherapy have a half-life, and a large percentage of the work, right, the effect of the chemotherapy is done during the first 12 hours. It's not 100%, but like maybe 60-70% of the chemotherapy effect is in the first 12 hours, right? So you get most of the effects already, and then you start to take the liquid extract, all right, to start to strengthen your body, all right? So this is a solution for those who are very sensitive to their chemotherapy or their treatment, and they need relief faster. If you're okay, then take it the day before and the day after. If you're very sensitive to your chemotherapy and you really need help, then you wait at least 12 hours. You don't wait for 24 hours. You wait 12 hours and then you can take your liquid extracts. Okay, I hope that helps.
Thank you, Sir Sean. Ms. Jan, would you like to add anything?
No, that's true. Scientifically, what Sir Sean said is called half-life. Ganun. And before I answer this question, I'd like to greet Ma'am Mavs Agot from the comment section. She says, "Good evening po. I'd like to hear from you, Ma'am. Did you also undergo chemotherapy, and which form of PPARs did you use?" Ayun.
Perfect. Also, I just also want to say that, for some patients who are doing chemotherapy, some chemotherapy drugs actually have heavy metals in it, and it may cause, inflammation. And PPARs is a very well-known effective anti-inflammatory. That's why it is quite effective for sensitive. Okay, for our next question, okay, coming from Mr. Romel. I am a CKD patient. I want to try the Cleansing Plus for detox. Is it safe to use it with my health concern? Good question.
Good question. CKD patient, the answer is, yeah, cleansing is fine. All right. In fact, it helps, right? It helps you. Okay, because fiber binds toxins. Okay, so the more toxins you bind, the less it goes into your bloodstream. The less it goes into bloodstream, the less load it has on your system. So the less load it has on your kidneys. Okay, so it actually helps your kidney by reducing the amount of filtering your kidney needs to do. So as a CKD patient, you want to lighten the load on your kidney as much as possible. So Cleansing Plus, of course, really helps. I want to encourage you, go for the soft gel capsules. Okay, so we are very, very confident if you have CKD, if you had to only choose one of both, that's the best. But if you can only choose one because of finances, one or the other, go for the soft gel capsules. We're very confident it will delay the onset of your CKD. So it will slow down the degradation of your CKD in the worst case scenario. That means it will buy you more time. All right. This is a worst case scenario, okay? The best case scenario, it will actually, if you're in the early CKD stages, it will help you reverse. But once you reach stage 5, it's very difficult to reverse. Or I always hesitate to use the word impossible, because there are always someone who actually manages to do it. So obviously you cannot use the word impossible. Maybe the word is highly improbable, okay? Statistically unlikely or very rare, okay? But it's never impossible, okay? Because we personally have patients, right, who are undergoing dialysis for some time already, and then suddenly they can recover and they go off dialysis. Okay, so doctors will be scratching their head for these cases, but because these things actually happen, you can't say it's impossible. Unlikely, you won't bet on it, but it's definitely still a possibility. But if you're in the early stages of CKD or you're concerned about your kidney health, let me really encourage you. If you're healthy, no problems, but you're concerned about kidney health, please take SimplyNature PPAR tablets. It's an amazing kidney aid. All right. Now, if you are actually in early stages of CKD, please take soft gel capsules, right? Monitor it after 1 month, 2 months, go and do your GFA, go and do all your testings, and you see if there are any improvements. You will also know, don't forget, if you take soft gels or tablets, blood sugar, blood cholesterol, hypertension, all these things will also improve, even though you are looking at CKD, but your blood cholesterol, your blood sugar, and your hypertension will be improving. And you know, right, if your blood cholesterol, blood sugar, and your hypertension improve, it actually lightens the pressure on your kidneys. So it will also improve your kidney condition, not directly impacting the kidney, but the lowering the load of your kidney, so causing your kidney to work less hard, which preserves your kidney and stops your progression of the CKD and gives your kidney the chance to recover if you are in the early stages of CKD. So really, for a CKD patient, please take at least a tablet. If you can, do for the soft gel capsules, okay?
Thank you, Sir Shyan. Miss Jen?
Oh, in terms of safety, cleansing plus is safe naman for CKD patients. It doesn't contain very high amounts of phosphorus or protein.
All right. But of course, there's no harm. If you want to go extra mile with your health, you can also go for the powder and liquid as well.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Right?
Is there a time where you go for the powder and liquid? Yeah. It can be your Hail Mary. All right. So for example, your kidney is failing and you're waiting for a transplant, or you're thinking, right? Especially, well, once your kidney fails, it's a choice you have to make, right? It's about your finances, obviously. So obviously for patients who are wealthy, financially strong, it's silly not to try. It's silly not to try, right? So what would you try? You will go for the liquid extract or the powder extract. The best one will be the liquid extract. We do recommend the powder extract as well. Okay, the difference between the two is the powder extract will last you 1 month for the same price as the liquid extract. The liquid extract will only last you 10 days. Okay, so for most reversal of any critical condition, you want to be able to sustain it for a certain amount of time. So I would say both will be a good shot. Last Hail Mary. That means, okay, the doctor says you have to go for dialysis, right? And then you ask the doctor, Doc, can you give me another 10 days or 15 days, right? Then you can try the PPAR extract liquid on powder. And then again, check with your doctor. The doctor may say, hey, interesting, your levels are still dangerously high, okay, but it seems to have improved a little. So these, and then you will react accordingly to see. Again, as a CKD patient in the late stage where you have to go for dialysis, there is no downside to taking the liquid extract and the powder extract. If the liquid and powder extract cannot reverse your CKD and that you still have to go for dialysis, don't forget, it still has that amazing impact on your blood sugar levels, your immune system, your inflammation. So if you're a CKD patient going for dialysis, you probably have diabetes, you probably have other issues. So even though you are taking the liquid extract for CKD to avoid dialysis, even if it doesn't work, that you still have to go for dialysis because it's too late, it doesn't mean that your body sayang. Okay, it's not like a drug that you take specifically for one reason. If it doesn't work, then sayang, right? But here it's not. The impact of the liquid extract and powder extract is many on your body. The last one is actually anti-aging. So I think it's kind of funny that I inject this, but I'm still going to inject it so that you can tell, right? I'm actually 52 years old. PPARs when I was 27. All right. So I will be eating it for almost, I've been eating it for 29 years. So that's why I've eaten long enough to freeze my aging at a particular age. Okay, so I'm 52 this year. So I hopefully you can see I don't really look 52. So this is actually the other aspect of how good the extracts are for wellness, okay, just for your other general wellness. So if you are a CKD patient going to dialysis, there is actually no downside to trying to save your kidney by going for the liquid or powder extracts, okay? And now if you ask any of our CSOs, if you are not the extreme, if you have time, they will probably recommend you the powder. But if you only have like 10 days to decide to go for your first dialysis, then go for the liquid. Okay? Yeah.
Excellent. I just want to very quickly, because you've mentioned earlier that it can reverse CKD, but we do have one of our doctors who was able to manage, a patient who previously or originally have 4 times a week dialysis session and was able to do it like 3 times or to lessen it by
Yeah, to
3 times.
lessen it. This has a great impact, because
Mm.
whenever a dialysis patient go to a dialysis center, the whole process, the needle and everything is very tiring. And of course, it gives you hope when you see from 4 to 3, you definitely feel, yeah, my health getting better. So again, this year we're aiming, right, to actually work with dialysis centers. There is top nephrologists who are very excited about product, and they are very excited to apply to their dialysis centers that they actually run as well. So hopefully by the end of this year, you'll be hearing a lot more information about how SimplyNature PPARs can impact CKD. This is our focus for 2026. Usually we focus on cancer, right? So this year we are expanding it to CKD because there are more and more patients with CKD issues. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Ms. Jen. Now, I think this might be our last question for tonight, coming from Ms. Lainey. Okay, what is the difference between the liquid versus the powder?
Okay, it's a good question, common question. The difference between liquid and powder is very simple. Liquid is more concentrated. The liquid is more concentrated. Is it exactly the same thing? Okay, no, because when you do the concentration, right, the process, the ratio of the components is different. Okay, it changes. Okay, because of the extraction process. So basically, the liquid is the most concentrated form, the strongest, most effective form of the powder. For example, if you drink one liquid versus you take, for example, 20 scoops of powder, say, okay, since it's less concentrated, if I take more powder, does it make it equal to the more concentrated liquid? Right? First of all, it's more expensive to take a lot of powder compared to one liquid. Right? Even though the concentration is the same, it is not exactly the same because in the extraction process, in the process of creating the liquid and the powder, the way they are made is different. The ratio, that means the mix of the natural, we don't mix anything. There's only one ingredient. Everybody, don't be confused. It's only one ingredient, one microalgae, our special microalgae, and then we extract. But the way it is done, the ratios are different. So the liquid is still our most effective product. The powder is not as strong as the liquid, but it is already very, very effective. Now, what is the primary consideration? If you don't have time and you really need to see results as quickly as possible, no questions asked, the liquid. Okay, so if you're in a state where you want to, I give you an example. I have a Lola. She had heart palpitation. Okay, so she was when she was about 80 years old. Dr. Angie, she's actually my adopted Lola in Philippines because I'm a Singaporean. Okay, I'm a Singaporean now. Her heart was failing to the point that basically 60% of her heart was working. Okay, but mainly old age is one of the main reasons, right? So she was warded into the ICU. So she called me up. She's a firm believer of the liquid extract, and she herself is a doctor and she uses it for her cancer patients. So she told me, she calls me Anak, right? That I'm in the ICU. Can you bring a liquid PPARs for me? So I had to, okay, this is live, so I don't know whether I can say, okay, I smuggled it into the ICU. Anyway, Lola has returned to the Lord 2 years ago. Smuggled it into ICU. Okay, and then she took it, and when the nurses were not there, she drank it. Right, so her condition improved very quickly. All right, and then she was able to be discharged. She was warded into the ICU emergency because her heart like literally like almost stopped beating. And then she was discharged, I think, 2 days later after taking the liquid. Right, so this is the example why the liquid is under what kind of condition you don't even have to think about it. Don't try the powder in such a condition, right? If it's a make or break condition, go for the liquid lung. Okay. Now, then when do you take the powder? Okay, another important aspect that everybody have to remember, right? When you take a natural product, yes, it can help you tide over the critical period. But in order for natural healing, it always takes time. Everyone remember, it always takes time. Okay. Because it takes time, you have to also choose a protocol, a product that you can take, you can afford to take for a longer time. Diba? So if you just have to take the liquid for an emergency case, it's probably 3-4 days, right? It's that critical 3-4 days you must make it. Diba? So at that point, price is not an issue. It's not like you have to take the product for 2 months. You only have to take the product for 4 days, right? So price is not an issue. It's not something that you have to take again and again and again. So that's why the liquid, right? Now, if you have to take the product for a long time, for example, cancer patients will have to take our product not only during their fight against cancer, but even after they have recovered. So when you are in remission, like for Sheila, Dominic, when he was declared cancer-free, how long? He's still taking the extracts. Is he still taking the extracts?
The powder, very, very minimal dosing.
Yeah, but you can see, and how many years he's passed the 5-year mark, right?
That's right. Yes, sir.
So you see, when Dominic stopped his cancer treatment, when he was so-called cleared of cancer, then you wait, you have to be clear of cancer for 5 years, right? That's the
Remission.
the gold standard. You have to pass the 5-year mark. During this entire time, Dominic is still taking the extract powder.
The
So you
powder,
can,
yes.
yeah. So here, when do you take the extract powder versus the liquid? When you know you need to take it for a longer period of time. So you have to check your wallet. I'm being very honest here, right? You have to make sure you can take something that you can sustain. So for cancer patients or for critical cases, right, we will always suggest start with the liquid, just one box, enough to last you 10 days. After that, if financially this is too stressful, or you can see, if I take the liquid, I can only afford to take it for another 20 days, right? But if you buy the powder instead, the 20 days becomes 2 months. Right? It's the same price. What you will spend in 20 days, you can actually last you with the extract powder for almost 2 months. So you can understand, right, guys, that to heal is not for some illnesses, it's a 20 days you can fully heal. For some other illnesses like cancer, 20 days is not long enough for you to fully heal. You really need to take it for months, right? Because after you're cancer free, you still have to stay cancer free. So this is where the powder is really effective, okay? Because it allows you to have that very strong, effective PIPA healing, but yet it is easier to manage financially in terms of costs, okay, compared to the liquid. Do we have patients that take the liquid all the way? Yeah. There is a personal friend of mine. They took liquid every day, 2 vials a day for 2 years, nonstop. Okay, so actually, because it's a personal friend, after the first 20 days, I did call her up. I said, you know, our liquid a is is a bit more mahal than the powder, but it's actually cheap considering your life, right? Okay. I said the powder is more affordable. You know what her answer to me is? Sheila, guess what her answer to me is?
What, sir?
She said to me, "Oh, the liquid is working, so we'll stick with the liquid. We don't want to
Oh,
change
wow.
anything." It's her dad. Sorry, it's her sister. All right, it's a sister. So yeah, then there you go, right? It's a decision. Every family has different scenarios and different pressures. So I don't want to force anybody into a particular solution. Everybody's circumstances is quite unique. So do what best fits for you. But at least I gave you the guideline. For critical, you need to see results very quickly. Go for the liquid. Okay. You need to answers, or your illness is not so critical as in like it's not like you need to see results in 5 days or 10 days. You need to see results because your illness is serious, but you don't need to see it in 3 days, for example. Yeah, the powder will be a good choice. Right? The powder will be a good choice.
True. Miss Jen?
Yeah, absolutely true. And I just like to add the route of administration. Some of our patients are already on critical conditions, so
Yeah.
they use like peg tube. Then the liquid will is much better choice.
Yeah. All right. If they're doing feeding tubes, right? Yeah.
I also want to say that, this is also the very reason that whether you tell us if you have the budget or not, we'll still tell you the best option up to the most budgeted one. So you
Yeah.
can have all the options.
Mm.
All
So,
right.
to anyone out there, all right, if we recommend you the liquid, it's not because we want to sell you the most expensive product. Okay, we always just believe, we won't think about your financial condition first. They will just tell you the best thing for your health condition. Then after that, please don't be shy. Share with the CSO, discuss the financial side of the thing. If you tell your CSO, hey, Sheila, we're tight, but me and my sisters, our family, we managed to pull together. We have a budget for, about maybe just 50,000. What's the best way that we can help mom with this 50,000? Then maybe Sheila will say, okay, then let's get one liquid first. Then after that, do you think you guys can pull up another 10,000? Okay, and then after that, every month this amount of money, do you think you guys can do it? Then if you say, yeah, I think because together with my siblings, we each contribute 7,000 a month. I think we can do that. Okay, then this is the best protocol for you, right? If money is not an issue, everyday liquid lang. So feel free to discuss with the CSOs. That's why, at Simply Nature, we believe, right? We always say we are here from you from start to healing. So our goal is to help you heal, and we understand if you can, it's also important for you to choose a combination where you can take for long enough to get the healing completed.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Miss Jen. Well, I think it looks like we've covered all our questions tonight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's right. Well, but for those of you who were just shy to throw your questions on the comment section, we have our regular webinar tomorrow. So you can ask those questions same time, same day tomorrow. Same time, same day tomorrow. So just before we say goodbye to our viewers, I'd like to ask for your very quick parting words. Remember, this is our first SNA for
Oh, first one.
2026.
Okay, then let me start by saying
Okay.
Happy New Year to everyone. All right. And for those of you who are battling an illness, I want to say that, you're you're gonna do well this year. Okay. We are here with you from the start of the year, and we'll do our best to walk with you if you would allow us in your journey. So after you have bought any Simply Nature product, please feel free. And actually, I would rather, you call up the CSO that served you, right? Or chat with any one of our customer service officers. So our customer service officers are not your tele sales people. They're not like that. They are all qualified. Ms. Jen is a qualified board certified pharmacist. Sheila herself, her own son went through stage 4 nose cancer and has survived. So she knows all about chemotherapy, drugs, radiation therapy. She has experienced it before. And both of them and Daisy, our other CSO that's not that doesn't come onto the show, right? But she's another one of CSOs, is also a licensed pharmacist. So every one of the CSO team that you talk to, they actually know their stuff. Okay. So they're not just customer service that you go to SM store and the receptionist. No, no, no. So these are qualified people. And we do this because when you go onto a Simply Nature protocol, we want you to ask questions, right? So we want to be there with you because what you have bought is not just a product, right? What you have bought is trusting us to walk with you in this journey. And we'll do our very best to answer you. And of course, we have the support of doctors that our CSOs can. So if you want to, if Maron tip, if you want to save consultation fee, right? You ask the CSO a question, the CSO will go and ask the doctor and give you the answer, and then you save your consultation fee. Okay. So yeah, so they also have doctors like Dr. Johnson that are at our that is supporting us. So if they ever meet a question or a case where they are also know that they need to be more careful, they will actually consult with the doctors before answering you. So I want to encourage everybody. This year is going to be an exciting year. We have exciting things planned up for you. We're also moving in new directions such as CKD. So if you have family members that are suffering from CKD or yourself, then here's the good news. You'll learn more this year. So we are very excited to work with you. I hope you will continue to support our program because you are the reason why we do this. And I just want you to give the confidence that we are here for your journey. And please, we love to hear from you, both your successes and also your challenges. Okay, so wishing everybody a wonderful 2026, and may you have victory over any illness and that you will achieve a new level of health for you and your family. All right, I'll hand the time back to Sheila and Jen.
Wow, thank you, Sir Sean. Ms. Lim?
Yeah, so as we start 2026, I want to remind you that you don't need to change everything at once. But your cells respond to consistency. Small, repeated signals of safety tells your body, yay, it's okay to heal now. So stay tuned in all of our upcoming webinars and events. And thank you for allowing us to be part of your first steps into healthier 2026. Each day is a chance to get stronger, to eat better, to live healthier, and to be the best version of
Perfect. Thank you. Very encouraging start of the year for our Simply Nature Answers. Just before Mr. Eric, who supported and watched our first episode for this year. Thank you. And of course, for all of you who watched us tonight. Now, well, keep informed and explore all available options. So don't forget to like our Facebook page, Simply Nature International, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is also to make sure that you get updated with our latest promos, exciting online and on-site events this coming 2026 here in Simply Nature. Now, as we focus on managing inflammation this year, we want to help you feel truly confident in your own skin with a special start of year offer on our AD Pro Serum. This natural steroid-free solution is formulated to reduce inflammation and provide relief for those struggling with eczema and psoriasis. And yes, offering buy two get one promotion. And this is a perfect time to stock up on this essential care as we step into 2026. Now, and yes, of course, as you requested, yes, the free shipping continues exclusive for website orders only. Buy your PPARS liquid extract or PPARS powder extract with no shipping fees. So whether you're ordering from Metro Manila or anywhere nationwide, you can avail this free shipping promo. Once again, this promo is only available via website. That's www.simplynature.asia. So we hope to see you tomorrow, Thursday, that's January 15 at 7:30 for our regular Simply Healed webinar. Do invite your friends, loved ones, and fellow patients in your hospitals, even your doctors, yes, to learn through our webinar. Thank you once again, and we'll see you tomorrow. And remember, your victories in your fight for better health inspires us every day. It's here in Simply Nature. We're always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everybody. Good night, and God bless you all. See you tomorrow.